Oh, look at it. You got a good view.
Yeah, I was going to do it outside, but then people walking past on the path like to say hello to me. So
no, I was just thinking in the kitchen making my cup of tea. I wonder whether you're wandering around outside in bare feet in this weather.
I do have socks on today.
You're telling soft.
I know I'm cheating, but yeah, it's still my favourite way of anchoring the body.
Yeah, no, I get that. You take you to extreme lengths. Old addicts die. You know, these habits die hard, don't they? We've got to push it to the limit.
Yeah,
and beyond.
If the thoughts are overwhelming, then you need to do an overwhelming thing.
Yeah, go for a walk in bare feet.
Yes. Anyway, cheers to you.
And to you, man. Oh.
Yeah, I've been doing this morning, going through what we were talking about, and yeah, I've made some little notes. I mean, I tend to prefer go with the flow on the day, but
no, I'm with you too on that. I'm with you too on that. But we're kind of departing from our usual routine with this, and let me turn the music off. That'd probably be a good place to start with it. Now, this isn't, well, I mean, it for beginners as such, all right? And when I talk about beginners, I'm not necessarily talking about people who haven't been doing this practice very long, because my experience tells me that sometimes complete novices can be the most advanced, and they just need the opportunity to poke through. So when I'm saying that this retreat is not for beginners, it's for people who that awakening experience is already emerging in them strongly.
Yeah.
And we're going to have some fun this weekend, because we're going to depart from our usual routines, and we're going to explore what we're really interested in, and that is far beyond a tool for recovery from some mental illness or unhappiness or whatever. What we're really interested in exploring is the title of the retreat, the fullness of mind. Because when we explore mindfulness beyond the surface, what we see is that it is way beyond anything that we can possibly conceive.
Mm-hmm.
And when we're talking about the fullness of mind, we're talking about accessing a level of mind beyond ordinary perception. And that's what I mean by non-beginners. People are already questioning their perception, questioning the world around them, questioning things that they believe to be true, because that to me signifies an emerging of the fullness of mind, a stepping beyond our perception into something that actually can't be understood on that rational level. And this is where we lose people, because what I'm pointing towards cannot be understood on a rational level.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It is awakening your mind to a point where you see the stupidity of that rational level. And I think the last 2 years has been a really great example of that. We have to question the validity of not just that mindset, but all mindsets. There is clearly intelligence operating beyond thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Every cell in your body has a vast intelligence. There are more cells in your body than there are stars in the known universe. And every single one has an intelligence that you couldn't understand in all of eternity. Mm-hmm. And if you did, that wouldn't be it. But with the fullness of mind, we're not just looking at the body mind, the mind of the body, that vast intelligence, the body, that incredible intelligence, your immune system, how your body interacts with each other, vast intelligence in the body where no thought is involved.
Yeah, you don't need to think to make your nails grow.
Well, the billions of interactions going on in the body, vast intelligence, talking to each other, communicating without a single thought. Now, of course, thought can impact on that. Of course, it does. Yeah. But clearly, there's an intelligence in us beyond what we thought was our mind. The key thing for me, Friday, is just getting people at ease. I don't think we're looking at a very large group. So it's going to be very personal, and we can look after people on a very close level, and I really enjoy doing that when we get the chance to.
Yeah, the one-to-one connect.
Yeah, so really caring and holding people and exploring their own little journey over the course of the weekend too. So we're going to get an opportunity to do a bit of that, and I think Friday evening is about getting settled, getting to know people, get a feel, and maybe starting that work. Even if people aren't even aware that it's starting. Yeah. And I know you're very good at that.
Yes, and obviously we'll do the Nada Yoga Nidra or the sound bath with the guided meditation. We'll start straight off with actually reducing anxiety with my favorite method of getting rid of anxiety, to enable them to drop into the body. And the first Yoga Nidra will be literally keeping the focus in the body, keeping them coming back to the body, feeling the body, and watch the thoughts just slowly as they come really deep into the body. Quite a profound experience. As you know, it'll really release all that unnecessary free-floating anxiety. They'll be able to rest that first night in a calm, deeply calm, aware state. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Lovely. You're going to do a gong bath?
So yeah, so Nada Yoga, so focusing on the sound, letting the sound literally be soporific and take you into that meditative state with ease. And I'll be guiding along with that, guiding them to keep them in the body. And that's the important. The two aspects work, in my experience, work very well together.
Yeah, because when I did that with you on one occasion, I did have a bit of an out of body experience.
I know.
So the intention is to stay in the body, isn't it? Yeah.
For the first one, I want to keep them in the body, the body. Just the ground. It's about grounding, really, anchoring in the body, anchoring the awareness, becoming aware of your own awareness, and that little dissociation from the thoughts, the feelings, the behaviors as well, and really resting in the body. And that's a brilliant way to start off, that anchoring the body, and then we can move from there, that point of anchoring the body.
So Saturday, I want to really explore the Satori. And I know many of the people who are coming have already experienced the Satori and know what it is like to be fully conscious but free of thought, free of that mental perception. And that's really the start point. So really for me, the Saturday is all about creating that state of Satori. So we're going to do a little talk around the ego and the false self and the thoughts in our head that frame our reality and tell us who we are, and how through some very simple exercises we can maybe even just for a brief moment break free from that and experience that state of Satori, that state of clear mind, because that's really the foundation of everything that we're building on. We'll touch upon the greater mind beyond that. As that clear mind allows us to access insights, intuitions, higher levels of mind that are not separate from the body and the planet and ultimately or everything. And we'll just play with some of those ideas.
So on the Saturday, I assume it'd be lovely to do some mindful movement to start the day off to keep them in the body. So some qigong or some mixed bits of yoga, or just and some pranayama techniques as well, which I'm going to elaborate on in the meditation school. So that first one is going to be really about the body. So we'll I'll demonstrate and guide people how to use that, your senses, the pratyahara, turn the senses inwards, and then that locus of focus. I mean, I'm going to use the breath as the first example, to really ground their attention in the breath and explore how you can really use all those senses to really enrich your experience of the body. And we'll go on, there's other techniques we can do as well. The Trataka, a single point of focus, is a very useful tool to literally get that stillness, connect with that stillness. And there's many other little tools and techniques we can do. You can do the Jaya breath, the wave breath, one of my favorite breaths. And then there's the pulse meditation. So there's a whole load of different techniques. So as you know, I like to go in the flow in the moment. But they're all powerful in their own way, and it allows people to find their own method that works for them, to enable them to get, because everyone's different. So some people, for example, we had one person that his heart rate dropped by 50% doing Om chanting, but didn't work for everyone. So his was more about sound. So it all depends about people's experiences. So we'll do a variety of short experiences to enable people to then go away and enhance that. And even while we're there, they can go away and practice technique for longer in the woods or whatever. So yeah, those are my two. So yeah, mindful movements in the morning, then we'll do meditation school focusing on the way of the body, and then the yoga nidra in that evening will be a guided meditation in the body, but pointing towards aliveness, and maybe point towards energy in the body, the energy body, because I know we talked about that the second, moving towards the energy body, moving towards the aliveness. And so those are the three things that I think are useful on that day. Are we doing the forest bathing on the?
I, as you talk, and I'm sensing that we need to get outdoors too, you know, because for me, like you, the body is the key way to enter this space of clear mind, and so it's walking, it's breathing, it's mindful eating, it's mindful sitting, mindful looking. You know, I mean, if you're, what better way to teach seeing through that clear mind than to actually sit down and do it, you know, to look at something without reason, without judgments, without concepts, and feel it for real. And so I think we should get out, we should do a bit of that. They've got a sauna at this place, a bit of a step up from our usual. So, you know, maybe even sitting in the sauna or whatever, or whatever later in the evening, if people wanted to. You could take these techniques into the whole sort of experience of the weekend. I love that idea. Like you say, we're all going to start to explore the energy body. The body within the body that is closer to the source, connected to this intelligence beyond thought. So how we listen to the communication of the body, how we listen to the gut and the heart. You know, the physical body is a good start, isn't it? You know, obviously there's, you know, listen to the tension or your breath or whatever, but as you say, there's a more subtle experience in the body and a whole language there for us to learn. So we'll play a bit of that as well on the Saturday. On the Sunday, we're going to really dig into this principle of karma yoga. That karma, Sadhguru explains, is expressed in the present moment. Yes, it's an accumulation of past and suffering and past lives and misdeeds and whatever, but actually karma is expressed in the present moment. And the world that is expressed into being is a reflection of your karmic expression. And what we've been doing, we've been going through our lives trying to fix the world. Right. Well, actually, all we needed to do is to fix our karmic expression, and all of that changes on its own. And my sense is actually in the wider world with the insanity that's all around us, and just seeing sort of things crumble and change, that's actually what we're seeing expressed in the physical world, is a collective expression of human karmic consciousness, what we're vibrationally putting out into the world. And as we work individually through our own karma, through our own trauma, through our own shadow, that brings about a shift in our energetic expression and creates a different vibration into the world. And actually, I think that's a big part of what we're doing on these weekends.
Yeah, I agree.
There's been a lot of trauma. Everybody, and I've been traumatized. Everybody's been traumatized through this, whether we're scared of the virus or we're scared of the government, we've been pretty bloody traumatized, haven't we? And it's, we all share that trauma, whatever that viewpoint or conditioning or beliefs that we hold in our heads. And actually, that's really what connects humanity, isn't it? We share a trauma, we share a suffering, and what mindfulness does is the opportunity to work on that within ourselves, heal that karmic shadow with ourselves, but actually in also doing that, there's a collective action there that is affecting others, it is healing others, and it is ultimately projecting a different reality into being. And that's our work. That is our work, and that's ultimately really what this weekend is about. So we'll explore some of the concepts around that. We'll play with energy. We'll look at emotions, where they come from, how they build up in the body, and most importantly, we'll explore together through meditation, with our qigong and such, like how we can start to untangle some of that and turn that shadow into something of great value and positivity and change.
I totally agree. It starts with awareness. So becoming aware of the way you've been hypnotized, or we've been hypnotized, for our learned helplessness. I've been literally indoctrinated into learned helplessness, and seeing that is quite a revelation, because once you see it, it can change, coming from a different space within you. Just seeing them for what they are, which is hypnotizing thoughts, feelings, and then behaviors. And watching those. So I know that's something I want to expand on probably on the Monday in the meditation school. Sunday's
really when we start the work on the shadow.
Yes, so the shadow, and also really connecting people with the energy body, which is something that we'll do we won't do it's up to you, but we can either do the Qigong, or we can do, as we did previously, with the Kundalini chakra breathing, getting really connection with that energized body, and then doing the sound bath associated with that, which is the one we do with the combining Qigong and Vipassana, to really get.
That's really going to prime
awareness
the pump. That's going to get prime the pump, isn't it? Vibrationally.
Yes,
I like the sound of that.
Yes, it literally is a pump. It's the Basrika, it's the bellows. You're literally pumping up the body's energy to another level, and then resting in that energy in a guided meditation with the sound bar. So, that worked really well before. That goes well with your leading up to the guiding of the emotional release. So I assume that we're doing that on the Sunday?
Yeah, we'll do some emotional clearing on the Sunday.
Clearing, sorry, what I was saying.
Whatever. Words.
Yes, the words, right. Yeah. And on that note, so on the meditation school that day, there are other techniques to look at the shadow and look at our becoming aware of limiting beliefs. So I can do, I was thinking about, obviously, reconnecting with the energy body. So I know you do the breath meditation, which is pretty good. We can do there's a skin stimulation to really get people into the body, and then focus on that. We can do alternate nostril breathing, which is all about balancing energies. Then there's spinal breathing with a pose Siddhasana. Then there's Agnisara and Uddiyana, and there's always amazing techniques. But mainly I want to probably do a meditation focusing on Vipassana, which is all about the energy body. But that's a separate meditation to the one we do with the Yoga Nidra, but they are they're aligned.
Monday is about how we consciously shift our karmic intention. right? So becoming aware of how this operates within us and healing our own shadow, we can go a step further than that. We can play with the energy of mindfulness, and how with our energy of mindfulness, we can consciously affect other people and ultimately the fabric of reality. We're playing in God's kitchen.
I love that. That's a good way of saying it. Playing, that's what it is. It's a play. And seeing our part in the play.
Our part in the play. And we're not passive receivers of this play. No, we are.
Yes, right.
We are active participants, and the script hasn't been written.
There's a big difference, you're right, between that unconscious part in the play and the actual realizing you're acting.
Yes.
Where you're acting from.
So I'm not sure the script's been written. I sense we will write it as we go along from the state of consciousness that we're able to access at the time. So I'm really excited about this weekend. It's a big departure from our usual stuff, although of course we do touch on a lot of this stuff on our 2-day weekends, but this is about really taking this a stage further, a big step, and peeling away that veil of illusion and seeing things from an entirely different state of mind.
Yes, so that's quite interesting, because one of the things that I found useful is taking people almost back to source, if you like, guiding people back to the childlike state of innocence and wonder, and then bringing that state back into the present moment. It's something I'm playing with, but it is very powerful work, because you see all your limiting beliefs have become very clear. You see all the learned helplessness, and it's from a point of disassociation, so you're not in it. You see it for what it is. You see your journey, and from that higher consciousness point of view, you can then change your the way you see the world, and you can watch how you're hypnotizing yourself, how we are being hypnotized constantly with the barrage of what's going on, and so again you get that point of view, I'm falling into the hypnosis again, and actually you can choose to hypnotize yourself for your benefit. So again, watching the ego, watching the shadow, and then bring light into the shadow, and changing your experience in the present moment from those experiences. So yes, I'm looking forward to. I'm still playing with this, with the people I help in the mental health charity, and that seems to be a very powerful tool. It's called inner child work or shadow work. And it goes alongside what you do with the emotional release. It's another way of doing the same.
It's also dissecting the ego, isn't it? Because as you see the programming, it loses the spell. Loses
it just falls away.
It
just falls away, and it's beautiful. So very powerful work. And I mean, by that stage, everyone will be open to it. So what do you want to do on the Monday?
The Monday is a shorter day. The Monday for me is about how we take this awareness and express it into the world around us. How we consciously change our karmic expression. So that's practices like loving kindness, gratitude, appreciation, just discovering that joy, that appreciation in life is that's an act of grace. And of course, if you are able to consciously shift your energy of mindfulness, people feel that. They feel calm around you. They feel safe in your presence. They heal.
Yes, it's being contagious in a different way. Contagious of, well, I don't want to say positivity, because that's.
No, I think positivity.
That's another label, isn't it?
But positivity. I think it is positivity.
It's coming from a different place, though.
It is. I'm not talking about positive thinking. Right? We're
I like thinking of smart thinking. I prefer smart thinking, aware thinking.
Well, I prefer no thinking.
or no thinking.
But coming from a place of an energy of positivity. Yeah, so that's creating from a place of fun, from a place of enjoyment, from a place of, as we're creating this, from a place of excitement, you know, and then what comes from that contains that energetic field. Yeah. And that for me really is ultimately what our work is about. And this is what I want to explore on the Monday, is how we can consciously shift the fabric of reality through the quality of our mindful attention.
Yes, what are you projecting?
So what Thich Nhat Hanh calls the energy of mindfulness, you know, and he says really, you know, you need to be the community, that ideally, but no, that's not always possible. But I think we can start to create this energy on a wider scale, start to come together and start to really bring about change in the world through loving kindness and peace and compassion and appreciation of nature and life and everything.
Yes, and being conscious of your state of being and realizing you can change it anytime, and that state of being is contagious. Whether if you're walking around with anxiety and depression, you're literally creating that.
I think that's what we've seen.
Yeah, I know.
I was looking through my YouTube channel. There's a video on there that I did 2 years ago. Which, God dear, I should be a sage. Saying the real virus is fear. That's the deadly one.
Yeah.
Because it makes people cruel. It makes people dangerous to themselves and to others. You know, that when that energetic expression of fear is triggered, this karmic shadow is triggered, that just creates a very dystopian world, doesn't it? You know, and I don't know, that's not the world I choose. Yeah. But when we become conscious of how this operates and our role in it energetically, we can choose. Well, do I want to live in fear, or do I want to live in love?
Absolutely.
Do I want to live in anger, or do I want to live in joy?
Most people don't realise they have a choice. They're so unconscious that it's not aware they even have a choice.
Well, our job is to help them see that they have a choice. Yeah, and that's not teaching them anything here. That's giving them a direct experience of that choice. And that's what we're going to do this weekend. And we're going to blow people's minds. Yeah. And they ain't ever going to be the same again.
How do you want to be projecting? What do you want to be projecting to the world? Your excitement and thriving, finding wonder and awe everywhere, or anxiety, learned helplessness, living in limiting belief, living in the false shadow. And so that it's going to be quite interesting to see how people react to that. There could be some quite strong
looking at the people who have booked to come. I think we're in for a very interesting weekend.
Yeah, see if Emmy and Adam are coming, and my 2 other friends as well.
Yeah, bring them along. It'll be great. God, I'm buzzing now. I think we know what we're doing.
It's going to be amazing.
Oh, I think we've achieved what I was hoping to do there, right?
So on the Monday, anything do you want me to do on the Monday? Again, we'll go with the flow, but I know I want to do another Nadi Yoga Nidra session, going into that childlike state, that visualization with that, and going into the shadow. Quite powerful work. But also, do you want me to do another meditation school on Monday? I don't know whether we've got time.
Do you know what, mate? I think we will play this. I think we need a structure. We actually have to sit down and put times, meal times, and when we're doing what and when. But we've got it. We've got the outline.
How we spend 3 weeks on this. I mean, I could do a whole day on just one of these things.
Yeah, of course you could. But we're just giving people a taste, aren't we? And that's something to take away and then play with, because
that's it. Giving people tools. That's what it's all about, and different experiences, changing their perceptions.
Toys to play with.
Yeah, toys to play with. Yeah. Exciting toys. Awe-inspiring toys. Yeah, I agree about gratitude and affirmations. That are very powerful tools that we can allude.
Yeah, we can play with some of that. You know, we maybe do some chakra work or something. There's lots of things we can do to shift the vibration. No, I'm a great fan of Thich Nhat Hanh, you know, and I just love to listen to his audiobooks, you know, the ones he does the talking, because it's just, oh, he's there, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
And the energy that comes from this man, you just listen to his voice, you go, oh, I'm at peace. incredible presence.
That's our contagiousness, yeah. That state of being, which that story state of being, that is very contagious.
Yeah, but he talks about, really, I mean, he's mindful breathe, just a simple exercise. I breathe in, I breathe life in, I smile to life. You try doing 10 of those without feeling a hell of a lot better.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, again, it's the way of the body, realizing how you can use your body to change your state. It goes both ways. The thought create the behaviors, but also in the actions. But it goes the other way. You put a smile on your face. Yeah. You've got the endorphins going.
Do you know what? You just wander around the world with everybody smiling at
you. Yes, and it's contagious. That smile is contagious.
They are catching.
Do you want to catch a smile? Or do you want to catch a frown? Yeah.
It aches after a few weeks. But...
Yes. Yeah. Well, we had that energy of. We had that one. That first night I did the Ade Yoga Nidra, and there was that energy in the air.
Yeah.
Someone, I was guiding them to release and let go, and someone literally let go. Wind. And the hysterics that was out from that is
a good job.
A beautiful moment, a communal moment where no one was laughing at them; it was laughing at the experience, the moment. Beautiful, beautiful. And release the chi.
Release the chi.
Every time I said that word from then on, I'd let go. You've got the giggle. So that energy is going to be there anyway. Yeah, that communal energy will be there.
I'm probably excited about this.
Yeah, so am I. It's not that long away. It's 4th of February.
It's looming. It's looming. We've only got a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Well, less than that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, that's going to be good. So do you want to have another chat later, maybe in a week or so?
Yeah, I'll find out the structure. But I think we're there, mate. I think really we've got it. Yeah, I am, because likewise, you know, we've got you know, when we get there, it will change, won't it? So, you know, I think all we need really is, like, say, an outline of what we are hoping to achieve each day, and some tools in the toolbox. And I know that you will pull them out appropriate to the situation. And I wouldn't want to constrain you in any way.
Okay, that's good. So I like to have a little bit of the structure. For example, when I could spend an hour on just watching our own language, the unconscious language we use, and how that alone hypnotizes us. But that goes going a bit further into it.
Yeah, I don't really want to get too involved in the NLP stuff at the moment. I just want to keep it. Watching is enough. Watching is enough.
Yeah, watching is enough. But sometimes if you don't even know what you're supposed to be watching out for, obviously it starts with watching, but then it helps to have some. Again, you've got to be careful about concepts and ideas, but things to watch out for, and noticing how it makes you feel.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah, I think that's very direct. That's the mind-body connection there. And I think that's, you can watch patterns of thinking and notice your body's response to it.
Yeah, watching the pattern of thought, create feeling, creates behavior.
I wouldn't want to go any deeper than that, because it tends to stimulate the ego.
Okay, but I can give a few examples of how things to be aware of, how the self-talk, basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
Self-talk.
Yeah.
And watching what you're telling yourself.
I think that'd be really helpful, particularly on the Saturday.
On the Saturday, the way of the body.
No. So on the Saturday, we're looking at that clear blue sky. There's the state of mind beyond thought. And actually what you're doing through that process is showing people their ego.
Yeah, showing the falsehoods of their thoughts.
Yeah, and that's perfect for that day, because that's really about breaking free of that prison.
Okay. Yeah, okay, I can do that.
The Monday, we're just fucking with energy and intention. I think that fit really well on the Saturday.
Okay, so self-talk.
Because I'm going to talk quite a lot about the ego and its structures and its patterns. And actually, what you're describing there is the ego. That's the ego's patterns in action, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I could just do even like 15 minutes on that, or just a few examples of watching the words. If you're using the words like "I struggle," guess what? You just hypnotize yourself to find struggle.
Absolutely, yeah.
You think about complaints. If you can focus on complain, you find more things to complain about. So that your locus of your focus is really powerful. So you always get more you focus on.
Okay, I can see why you're talking about that on Monday, because you look at the ego and how that projects that karma.
Yeah. So if you focus on gratitude, you find more to be grateful for.
Yeah,
so
put it. Yeah, I'll shut up.
So on the Saturday, I'll do that a little bit on the Saturday.
Yeah, I think that's quite helpful to get people to look at that on the Saturday. But you're right, that also fits on Monday in terms of turning that round.
Yeah, literally, turning a mirror on yourself. Yeah, exactly.
And actually, I think that might work quite well, because you're exposing it on the Saturday and revealing the solution on the Monday.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I love that word, exposing. Exposing patterns, really, of behavior.
Yes. Yeah.
Unconscious patterns.
Yeah, the ego is becoming into your consciousness, and you're seeing what it's doing, and that's how it loses its grip. But like you say, with energy and intention, you can take that one step further to gratitude, whatever, and consciously shift the reality the other way too.
It doesn't take long, actually.
No, it doesn't.
Once you become aware of it, it's actually foregone conclusion. It happens.
I find three mindful breaths generally does it.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say that. Just list 3 gratitudes. Do a breath for each gratitude. By the 4th breath, you're a different.
Now, this is what we did on the Monday.
So doing that, okay.
Now that kind of stuff.
Okay. Okay, so I'll point to it on the Saturday with a few, get people aware of the patterns that they can expose, and then we come to some more solution orientated on the Monday, like that. Put that up there.
First, you have to see, and day 1 is all about seeing.
Okay. And there's very simple techniques like Zazen, sitting Zen, where you're just watching the thoughts.
Lovely.
But there's a very simple technique that starts you on that journey. Because when you start watching the thoughts, you can get trained into them, creating a little bit of association by just analyzing the thought. Is it helpful or unhelpful? Keep it that simple. So you go, oh, it's helpful. Oh, it's unhelpful thought.
Yeah, I would prefer not to get involved in that, because
and those labeling, those ego
because the ego is judging whether it's helpful or unhelpful, and it may be telling you it's helpful. Worry about that thing again. It's people get horribly lost on that. I prefer the pure
just watching. Okay,
just watching.
watching it play out.
Otherwise, you're giving the ego the opportunity to come back in and pretend to be the
Yeah, I
one for you.
know, I know.
And it will with these. It will if the awareness isn't there to prevent it.
I did want to touch on, when we were talking about that, the way the yogis see the mind, or the definition, Western definition of mind, is that it is another sense organ, and it's just a sense of thoughts. And that creates that dissociation. If you realize your mind is it just senses thoughts, you can get that dissociation. It's another sense organ. You're not so in it. You create that little bit of distance. So that's something I wanted to. Again, it points to people: you're not your thoughts. So you're not your body. You're not your thoughts. You're not your beliefs. You're not your behaviors, the unconscious ones.
You're the organ that senses all of that.
Yeah, I quite like that concept, because it helps people to create the association that you're just sensing the thoughts. You're not your thoughts. So that's something. Anyway, I can do a brief thing on that. It can be helpful for some people, that concept. Okay.
You'll know what to do at the time, Steve.
Yeah. Well, okay. It's good to have a little framework. So we'll see how this develops. And
well, when I find out meal times or whatever, we'll put a kind of little schedule together.
Okay.
All right, buddy. Thanks for today.
Thank you. And we'll be in touch.